Shalom, this is a new Ben Israel Hebrew on the island too. Today's video is called A Negro's Heaven, or aka Aboriginal Indian, aka Hebrew Israelite Heaven. Now listen, I know you guys, some of you guys are shocked at the photo I used to title this video. Some of you gotta grow thicker skins and just have patience. This is a teaching tool. And I want to teach you some things maybe that you've never heard of about the word nigger that the world loves. I don't love it. But I want to tell you something. I want to show you something that you probably never knew before. But it's linked to the topic. So I want to share it with you. And I know it will draw probably a lot of different people because they love the word Negro. Nope, excuse me, nigger. Now, I'm going to tell you the Most High is not playing around. And you know one way you can find out that the Most High is not playing around? When you read Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 37. It says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations, whether the Most High shall lead thee." Is that an understatement? If you were to tally, like if they did a poll around the world, what is the most known word around the world? Guess what? Nigger will probably pop up. Don't you think so? I think so. Okay, listen. Now let's get to the teaching tool, because as I love the picture of the video that I use, and is of course made by some crazy heathen. They love that word nigger. But guess what? There will be a heaven connected to them, nigger. A more politer way to say it is Negro, but I prefer to say aka the true and only physical Hebrew Israelite and the Aboriginal Indian. Because that's Columbus came to the Americas not to just discover a world because of the dumb diversa, to lay hold, capture the holy city, because he knew in this northern hemisphere were the Israelites. Remember, the maps are upside down. Watch my other videos, etc., and just go research it yourself. I just want to show you that there was another term, another definition, how they referred to the nigger. But let's go over some other ones just for information purposes. All right, listen. This is the Oxford English Dictionary. Let me bring it closer. Hold on. The Oxford English Dictionary. Okay. And then you can find it yourself. Just go to the Oxford English Dictionary online, put in that famous worldwide byword that shows you the Most High. You should believe the Bible just by the word nigger. Because that's the byword of all centuries almost throughout the whole world. Okay. Probably not in Antarctica though, because they ain't letting us in there yet. But we're gonna rule everything. Okay, listen. Nigger, Negor, Negra, etc. The origin, probably a variant of alterations of another lexical item, right? Senses referring to people, a dark-skinned person of sub-Saharan African origin or descent equals Negro. This term is strongly racially offensive when used by a white person in reference to a black person. In written black English and written representations of spoken black English, however, there are usually not the same negative connotations. Recently, the term has been reclaimed by some black speakers and used with positive connotations. Okay, now let's go down the list of how they're using this byword that the Bible predicted that all nations would love to say, would love to use, and sometimes even call themselves niggers. But I'm just wait for the surprise I'm going to give you. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, nigger, used by people who are not black as a relatively neutral or occasionally positive term with no specific hostile intent. Okay, let's go to another one. Remember, we're in the Oxford Dictionary. Next one, B. Used by people who are not black as hostile term of abuse or contempt. Okay, next one. Used by black people, especially African Americans, we're not African Americans, as neutral or favorable term. Okay, let's go to the next one. D. Used by black people as a depreciatory term. Okay. A person who does menial labor, any person considered to be of low social status, derogatory. Okay, next one. Any person whose behavior is regarded as reprehensible, derogatory. Now this one in the Oxford Dictionary, I want you to see. Go to my video playlist with my videos, and you're going to see that I've been saying, not just me, of course, we all learn from others. You can just go online. The original Aboriginal Native Indians in the Americas, that's north, from the North Pole to the South Pole, North America, South America, Mexico, Peru, Brazil, all the Caribbean islands, all these Indians were Negro. They were the copper-colored people. They're not these Johnny-come-latelys, these Caucasian phenotype, white person hair, lightly tanned or white-skinned Indians of Mexican descent, of this, from the Americas, the North Americas. No. Those are Johnny-come-latelys, Mongol, Asian-type people. Of course, another hijack that took our title, our heritage. And let them tell you in the Oxford Dictionary. You'll never come across this dictionary because they know I'm going to say how they say niggers, but we're not niggers. We are the future kings and queens that are going to rule on this earth. They know that, if they keep us very preoccupied with sports and Atlanta Housewives and just nonsense and video games and whatever, shopping and all this stuff like that, they will never read this definition, but I'm going to bring it close. This is in the Oxford Dictionary. Definition 3. This is the definition of nigger: a dark-skinned person of any origin in early U.S., used usually with reference to American Indians. Let's read it again. A dark-skinned person of any origin in early U.S. used usually with reference to American Indians. American Indians. Usually offensive. Okay, so as you can see, let me get this back up here so you can see it. Oh, that's too high. Hold on. It's too high. Hold on. Trying to get it focused. Okay, right there. As you saw, another hidden treasure. Of course, the Caucasian heathen and all the heathens are going to do everything possible to hide who you really are, what's your true homeland, etc., etc. Okay. That's just what the facts are. All right, let's look at this. And then I'm going to now switch to the heaven part of this video. And of that, hey, I like the picture I associated with the video. A nigger's heaven. Check it out. And don't be thick-skinned. you know, we gotta laugh a little bit. Because I don't look at myself as a nigger. That's what the byword the Most High put on us. You should believe the Bible just by Deuteronomy 28:37. The most popular word on the planet, basically, in the whole world. The flat earth. Nigger equals the true Aboriginal American Indian of the Americas, the copper color people, who are the Hebrew Israelites. The only true physical Hebrew Israelites. They found more Hebrew and Egyptian artifacts here in the Americas than in the so-called Middle East, Israel, as they quote it over there on the other side, etc., etc. All right, let's go to this definition. Hold on. The camera's gonna be moving because you know, I don't got no sophisticated system going here, but hopefully you enjoy this video because I'm enjoying doing it. All right, here we go. Okay, let's look at this. All right, there we go. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. Zoom in. This is from, and I have a video on this. This is the Webster's American Dictionary of English Language. Look that up for yourself, so you know I'm not making nothing up. And then when you read it, it says American. A native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginal or copper color races found here by the Europeans. A native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginal or copper color races found here by the European, but now applies to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Okay, listen. So that just throws out of the window those Johnny-come-lately, fake imposter, Native Americans, Indians, Mexicans, they're all Johnny-come-lately fakers. Asian, Mongolian type of Europeans, whatever. The true Native Americans, Mexican Americans, and all the South American Indians, Brazilian, all of them are Negro, the copper colored people. Now, let's get to the heaven part. Okay? Now listen, I just got my Tanakh. So I'm going to read out of Tanakh. The Tanakh, this Tanakh I got, I'm going to show you. You know, there's other ones and whatever. You know, the Tanakh consists of Torah, Nevi'im, which is the prophets, and Ketuvim is the writings. And, you know, what I found out, because it's my first Tanakh, Joel chapter 3 is very short. It does, but when you go in the regular King James Bible and go to Joel, you know, it's long. It has like, I don't know how many verses over, you know, I'm not too sure. I have to turn. But, hold on, I'll tell you now. Let me find it in the King James. Okay. Hold on. Okay. In King James, Joel chapter 3 has like 21 verses. But in the Tanakh, Joel 3 is only 5 verses, and then they have a Joel chapter 4, which I will find what I'm looking for. It's just an extension of 3. Okay, so now the heaven part of that nigger word, that nigger heaven. It will be, and for all you Gentiles that watch this video, you know, I use that word nigger to, it's like a lure, to lure you in. I cast out that famous byword from Deuteronomy 28:37 that you heathens love to say in a derogatory sense against the only true physical Hebrew Israelite, which is also the true Aboriginal Indian as well. It's one and the same. So I did that and put that beautiful nigger heaven picture photo connected to this video to lure you in so you could hear the fate, your fate. Because there's only, you know how I make it easy? There's Israel and then there's everybody else. And you heathens fall into everybody else, the everybody else section. And there's a fate. And the Most High tells us, his name is Haya, to prophesy against this wicked kingdom and its people and tell you your fate. So that byword that you love to use, nigger, he will have a heaven. And let me show you his heaven, which will be your hell. Come with me to Isaiah chapter 14, if you have the Tanakh. This is the Tanakh that I'm using. Let me show you the Tanakh. A new translation of the Holy Scriptures according to the traditional Hebrew text. You see the Torah, the Nevi'im, the Ketuvim. That's what I'm using. Okay? And now we're going, excuse me. Let's set this back up. Now what we're going to do, we're going to now get into the heaven part of this video. How they call us niggers, the niggers' heaven is going to be the heathen's hell. And let me show you. Come with me to Isaiah 14. Go in your traditional King James if you got it. I'm using the Tanakh. Isaiah 14. So it's worded a little different, but you're going to get the message. These heathen are going to get the message. Isaiah 14. But the Most High will pardon Jacob and will again choose Israel and will settle them on their own soil. And strangers shall join them and shall cleave to the house of Jacob. For people shall take them and bring them to their homeland, and the house of Israel shall possess them as slaves and handmaids on the soil of the Most High. They shall be captors of their captors and masters to their taskmasters. And when the Most High has given you rest from your sorrow and trouble, and from the hard service that you were made to serve, you shall recite this song of scorn over the king of Babylon. I won't read that. That's a taste of heathen, what you call us niggers. That's our heaven. You're going to be slaves. And forget about that New Testament. It's not going to be for 1,000 years and then you're going to go back. You're going to be slaves for eternity. I love Tanakh. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, the next one I'm going to is Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30. Hold on. Jeremiah 30:16 in the Tanakh. And it's in the Nevi'im section of the prophets. Jeremiah 30:16. Assuredly, all who wanted to devour you shall be devoured, and every one of your foes shall go into captivity. Let me read that again. All who wanted to devour you. Negro. They call us niggers. Who wanted to devour us? Dun, 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 dun. I'll tell you. The Caucasians and all the rest of the heathens. And all who wanted to devour you shall be devoured, and every one of your foes shall go into captivity. Who's your foe? Dun, dun, dun. I'll tell you. Apex foe is Caucasian and all the rest of the heathen. And every one of your foes shall go into captivity. Those who despoiled you shall be despoiled, and all who pillage you I will give up to pillage. But I will bring healing to you and cure you of your wounds. That is an essence of our heaven. I tell you, the heaven part will be good. Okay. Now, let me go to the Amos in my Tanakh. Amos chapter 9, verse 12. So that they shall possess the rest of Edom and all the nations once attached to my name, declare the Most High, who will bring this to pass. Now listen, in the King James Version, it says that the heathens that are called by my name. I like the way the Tanakh reads it. It reads, and all the nations once attached to my name. You're not attached. That's a heavenly sound and fragrance to the true Hebrew Israelites, which are only the Negroes that have been scattered to the four corners of this flat earth. You're going to be a slave. That's heavenly words. I tell you, there was heaven attached to this. Now, we're going to end it in Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30. No, I read Jeremiah 30. Let's go to Joel. Hold on. Remember what I said? No. Did I do Jeremiah 30? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's go to Joel. And we'll end it here. Remember, it's in the King James Version. It's like Joel 3. And I'll read it for you. Hold on. And I'll read it for you. It's Joel 3. Hold on. Okay, it's Joel 3, verse 17. I'm going to read it in the King James. It says, so shall ye know that I am the Most High, your Elohim, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no stranger pass through her anymore. That's heaven. The fake Jewish people are out of there. And all you heathen, you're out of there. So for some of you Hebrews that, after a while, nope, that New Testament, file that in a G file, the garbage file. No 1,000 years, you ain't coming in there. You're going to keep the laws and bring up things, but that's not your place. You're going into your rightful place, which is servitude and slavehood. And right now, you guys are just slaves on the loose. Let me read it in the Tanakh, Joel, but it's in Joel chapter 4. Hold on, let me find, because this is different. Okay, you know what? Let me read some of Joel. Joel chapter 4. Remember, it's the same thing of Joel 3:17. But I want to read a little bit of Joel 4 in the Tanakh, and there's no Joel 4 in the King James Old Testament. Remember, we're reading out of the Tanakh. For lo, in those days and in that time when I restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem. So the heathen's giving us back. And it's going to be double fold. That's the fortunes. That's heavenly words. Yeah, the nigger's heaven. Yeah, all right. I will gather all the nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I contend with them over my very own people Israel, which they scattered among the nations, for they divided my land among themselves and cast lots over my people. And they bartered a boy for a whore, and sold a girl for wine which they drank. What is this you are doing to me, O Tyre, Sidon, and all the districts of Philistia? Are you requiting me for something I have done, or are you doing something for my benefit? Quick as a flash, I will pay you back, for you have taken my gold and my silver, and have carried it off of my precious treasure to your palaces. And you have sold the people of Judah and the people of Jerusalem to the Ionians, so that you have removed them far away from their homelands. Yes, you did, heathens. Behold, I will rouse them to leave the place you have sold them to, and I will pay you back. I will deliver your sons and daughters into the hands of the people of Judah. I told you this is going to be our heaven. Like that book said, nigger's heaven. I will deliver your sons, heathens. I will deliver your sons and daughters into the hands of the people of Judah, and they will sell them into captivity to a distant nation. I always tell my sister, we're going to be boxing their little people up in FedEx boxes, DHL boxes, in little crates, UPS style. For the Most High have spoken. Proclaim this among the nations, prepare for battle, arouse the warriors, let all the fighters come and draw near, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let even the weaklings say, I am strong. Rouse yourselves and come, all you nations, come together from round about. There bring down your warriors, O Elohim. Let the nations rouse themselves and march up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I will sit in judgment over all the nations round about. Swing the sickle, for the crop is ripe. Come and tread, for the winepress is full. The vats are overflowing, for great is their wickedness, and they have been wicked. Multitudes upon multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Most High is at hand in the valley of decision. Sun and moon are darkened. The stars withdraw their brightness, and the Most High will roar from Zion and shout aloud from Jerusalem, so that heaven and earth tremble. But the Most High will be a shelter to his people, a refuge to the children of Israel. He only has one children, as the Negro, as you say, the nigger. You know, remember, the first shall be last, the last shall be first. You guys, it's finished. And you shall know that I, Elohim, Haya, dwell in Zion, my holy mountain, and Jerusalem shall be holy. Nevermore, this is where I wanted to get, nevermore shall strangers pass through it. You guys is not never passing through it. He's passed through everything. Now you think everything is yours. The Negro, a.k.a. Aboriginal Indian, a.k.a. true physical Israelite, heaven is, you ain't coming in there. You ain't passing through there no more. So I just gave you a beautiful description of the, as they say, nigger's heaven. This is a new Ben Israel at Hebrew on Island 2. Until next time, shalom or shalom. Remember, don't have a thick skin. See what I was trying to bring about. The Hebrew Israelites' heaven, which is going to be the heathen's hell.